One thing I've never been described as is fashionable. Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Father Bullock here at St. Pius X in Rock Island, Illinois. But today we might actually talk about priest fashion. During Easter, I actually took a couple days off and went to visit some friends of mine. They were going to Florida, so I joined them and said some masses for them. While I was at the airport, I pretty much always have clerics on at the airports. There's only been a few times in my priesthood where I haven't worn clerics, and there was other reasons behind that. But so I was in the airport wearing clerics. I think most of you are used to seeing me in the kind of the long black dress, like formal attire, or what some people will call the formal attire of the priest, or the traditional garb. Sometimes I call it. I don't think of any of those things. I just think it as regular clerics, but I was not wearing that. I was actually just wearing this. I was wearing clerics, a regular clerical shirt, and at the airport. And it's kind of tough sometimes to go through security with that long black thing on, and it's just easier when you just have pants on and a shirt, and it's not as big of a deal. But while I was walking to the airport, because I was where I was going was going to have a lot of sun, I had a ball cap on with a black clerical shirt on, black pants, and I had with my usual shoes, which are actually black running shoes, because I go from one thing to the other, and it's just easier to have tennis shoes out of my mind. But that's just me. While I was walking to the airport, I saw this priest who had the long black on. He had actually the priest hat on. It's called a beretta. It's got the black ball on top, and so I stopped him. And he was actually from a traditional order, a religious community that has got some issues with the church, and so some people would argue that they're not in communion with the church. Others would say they are, but it's fractured. Anyway, I don't want to get into any of that here. So I stopped him and said, "Hey, Father, how you doing?" And was trying to be kind, and struck up a conversation with him, and he kind of scolded me for what I was wearing, and and I just thought, how sad, Normally we would actually be dressed somewhat alike, but only because I was at the airport, I was dressed a little bit differently than what I would normally wear. And right, there was kind of it seemed at least there was some judgment of what I was wearing. He had a formal priest hat on. I had a ball cap on. He had the long black, traditional garb on, and I, had the new age, businessman clerics on. With tennis shoes, he obviously had dress shoes on. And I thought, man, I really I don't wear clerics to make a statement in where I stand in the church. I wear clerics so I can be approached by people. Honestly, like, that's why I wear clerics at the grocery store, and I get stopped by people. I was stopped a couple weeks ago by some evangelicals out in front of the one of the grocery stores in town, and they walked up and asked me, "Have you experienced Jesus Christ? Or have you been washed over the blood of the Lamb?" And I was like, "This is awesome!" Like, they know who I am and what I am, at least, and they're still asking this question. And yeah, I have been stopped by people in the grocery store or out and about, or at a restaurant, because they might not know who I am, they might not know my name, or you've ever even heard of me, but they know that I'm a priest. That's why I like wearing clerics. Just on I'm not trying to make a statement by those things. Just, trying to do what they're meant for, right? To be available. People will ask, oftentimes school kids will ask, "What, Father, why do you wear all black? And what's the point with the white?" And I don't know the exact answer, but I know the answer that was convincing to me. A priest told me once that the priest wears mostly black because there's a lot of death in the world, right? There's a lot of darkness in the world. There's a lot of down and out. There's a lot of things that are unfortunate that shouldn't be happening the way they are, but yet they are, right? There's a lot of doubt and anger and frustration and darkness in the world. And the priest's job is to bring the light of Christ to it, right? By the sacraments, by their presence, right? So that's why that's why they're just a little bit of white. It's mostly black because that's mostly what the world is: darkness and sin going on. And right? But Jesus is the light. Jesus is the hope. So I'm meant to be an image for other people, right? Hopefully, fathers living a life that's uncommon and inspiring others to do the same. And so what I wear, right, we're all meant to live, right, in the midst of darkness and death and mayhem and, frustrations and sin. Right, you and I are meant to be the hope for the world. How are we doing with that? How are we doing with being hope for the world? Right? Are we inspiring others by our actions? Are we leading to more doubt and frustration and anger? Right? Don't make politics out of your Christian faith. Right? Be Christian. Nothing more, nothing less. Be radically faithfully Christian. Be Catholic to the best of your ability. And that's what the world needs. Know my prayers for you all, and God bless you.